Hello, good afternoon, or good evening almost at 6 p.m. How's everybody doing? Happy beginning or almost beginning of the week, I guess. uh, First things first, so I don't go like last time. Is my audio okay? Just, I can see my audio doing something, so it's better than last time, but I just want to be sure that I'm not just talking to a broken mic. Or at least I'm not talking too quiet. While somebody gets back to me on that, let me just check my music. That's good. I think the sounds is good. So I'm actually trying to listen to myself right now. Say something, Darko, please. Yes, it's good. Excellent. Cool. Welcome to part 3 of my streaming series on Terraform. So if you have been following along last time, it was like almost 2 weeks ago. Looking at my GitHub page, my last commit was 8 days ago. So, okay, 8 days ago we did something, I guess. Or 12 days ago? I don't know. So it's been a while since we've done... Pozdrav Zorane, hi. I have my friend Zoran on YouTube, hi. Last time what we've done, I believe, is we've played around with some advanced features of Terraform, or we have expanded our Terraform setup a bit more. So we've implemented variables, we've created output so we can kind of see some stuff we've done. But most importantly, we've created a Terraform statefile. So in essence, we haven't modified a lot of our application per se, and I think today we're going to expand on that. What's interesting about today is that we're going to be doing it all in new laptop. So my last stream was last Thursday, where I got this used new laptop. It's a laptop I haven't used in a while, and I've configured it from the ground up. So we get to use that laptop right now. Okay, cool. So let's actually switch to this and let's get started. So the thing is, I don't have this set up here at all. So new laptop, the code doesn't exist here, so I have to I would have to do some things on with it to make it work. So let's get started. So I need to clone my repository. I believe I have Terraform installed. Yeah, Terraform version. It's not the latest version. So latest version is 0.13. Let me see if the DATS version is available on the package manager. Form, is it like that? HashiCorp, it's still 12.9. I love the rainbow text. Yes, that is lol banner. It's a mix of two utilities that I use on my workstations always to kind of show up a lot of text. So it's a combination of Figlet and lolcat. So Figlet is a command line utility that does some ASCII art. So if I do Figlet Darko, you're gonna get something like that. But if you use a specific Figlet font, because you can also point Figlet to a specific font, you get those nice blocky fonts. But there's a tool called lolcat, which you can echo, Darko to lolcat, and it's gonna output that thing in various colors, right, like that. So basically, I'm combining the two to get a colorful 3D block text, and I created a function in my fish shell called lol banner to give you this entire thing. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes until more people join, just so I can get started with it and I can have my nice cup of coffee. Because believe it or not, I had an afternoon nap. That hasn't happened in a long time. I had a 20-minute power nap, and I'm still trying to get awake from it. So, afternoon coffees are the best. No, they're not. But okay. I guess we can get started. So if I go here, I go to my repos directory. So this is where I keep my repositories, and I don't have my Terraform stuff here. So let's actually open up my browser and move it up here like that. And let's go to GitHub. On GitHub, there is a repository I called Darko's TF Adventure Stream. So it's a public repository. If anybody wants to grab this, it's available. Well, it's available, so you can check it out for sure. So basically, here what we have is we have some episode 1 files and episode 2 files. The thing is, I'm based on episodes, I'm adding specific Terraform files to each of those directories, so we can kind of follow along what's happening. Plus, a hopefully nice README file that explains what we've done in each of these episodes. So I'm gonna just clone this entire repository as well, like that. We're bad. Cool. Let's see what happens here. So Darko's Terraform Adventure. If we go to episode 2 files, what do we have here? Let me kind of review what happened here. Okay, so we moved our Terraform backend. So our Terraform state file, we have moved it to an S3 bucket. This is very important because we want to make sure that the things we create with Terraform, actually Terraform can track what we've created with it. So initially, or by default, Terraform actually creates a state file locally on your workstation and not somewhere remotely. That means that all the changes you do with this code need to be done from the same place. So if somebody else takes your code and does apply some changes, Terraform doesn't really know what the state is, and it's gonna either recreate it or add stuff to it. So that's not fun. If we use backends somewhere remotely, like in this case Amazon S3, what happens here is that Terraform actually stores this state file somewhere remotely, and when you try to do something with Terraform, it actually understands what's happening with that with your current setup. So currently our state file is sitting on an S3 bucket somewhere else. The main file creates an EC2 instance. That's fine. This is where we create our networking. This is where we define our outputs, basically text to be parsed after we run. Permission, user data, excellent, and some variables. Perfect. Okay, cool. I guess we can get started by, I'm gonna just cp-r episode. Actually, you know what? Let me do it this way, because mkdir episode. mkdir episode 3 files. And let's do it like this. Episode 2 files. I'm gonna just copy everything we have here to here. Paste, please. What? Good. Excellent. So let's go episode 3 files. Hey Kaurin, thank you very much for the subscription, man. Hi. Kaurin is a friend of mine. I know this gentleman personally. Great engineer. Thank you very much, sir. And I know that you do Terraform as well. So yeah. Hopefully this is as satisfactory as some other Terraform stuff you get to do. Oh. I got an emote. Oh, interesting. Thank you very much. I got an emote. Oh, wow. Hey Dennis, hi. Dennis is my colleague from AWS. Yeah, actually, Dennis, I think I have like 4 subscriptions for some reason, and I tell people don't subscribe, don't spend the money on this guy, please. But thank you. If it's something that you can do for no money, please do it. But no, a follow is just enough. Cool. So one of the things I want to do before I start, actually, let me go back. I'm not sure if I have my setup created still. Episode 2 files. Okay, cool. This should be working fine. So Terraform. Yeah, it helps tip for our money jar. So by the way, Dennis is a colleague of mine who works together with me. One of the things when we do streams together, if you promote your content on somebody else's stream, you have to put the money in the money jar. It doesn't exist, but yes. So subscription helps me shield my content more. Thank you. Cool. Terraform init. I think I need to do this now. Initializing the backend. Now the backend already exists, so I think it should be able to work. It's downloading the plugin right now. Okay, cool. If I do Terraform, I don't know if my setup exists anymore. Destroy. If I do this, does anything exist? I mean, the state file should actually point to things existing. I believe I've destroyed it last time, so I don't spend any money. Oh, it actually exists. Oh, there's an EC2 profile. There's a VPC existing. Interesting. Refreshing state, root table association. Oh, cool. Well, let me delete it all. I want to make sure I start cleanly. So I'm removing it all, and we're going to work on it. Now, the goal that I had today was actually to build on this and actually introduce more advanced features. So instead of having just a single, so what this right now does, it has a simple EC2 instance that serves as a web server, nothing else, right? Let's expand on this. Let's actually add an autoscaling group and a load balancer and all that stuff. Hey Zoran, okay, good. Yeah, thank you very much. Good luck with your work. Cool. Please do. I'll also put these things up on YouTube, so all of them are available. Cool. So, what did we destroy this now? So we want to expand on this a bit more. So we want to do more things here than just have a single EC2 instance serving as a web server. So looking at this thing right now, I have an AWS instance here that uses this AMI, and it uses a security group. It uses Subnet. Okay, it loads loads user data. So user data in this case is just a shell script that installs HTTPD. That's it, nothing special. So that is cool. But let's expand this. Let's actually add autoscaling to this one, and let's add load balancing as well. So how are we gonna do this? Are we gonna create a new file here that is gonna let's be smart about it. Let's create a new file. Edit or E. Let's call it autoscaling. So I want to add an autoscaling group here that's gonna do a bunch of things, right? So let's figure out how this works on I have never done this, so I want to see how they create an autoscaling group with Terraform. Terraform autoscaling group AWS. All right, so you must specify either launch configuration, launch template. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is the autoscaling group. What does it need? It needs. Do I need a placement group? I don't need a placement group. Do I? Lifecycle hook. Okay, so this is a launch template. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is how I will do it. Okay, excellent. So I want to do with a launch template, and I want an autoscaling group. Perfect. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't need the placement group. Yes, yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna be doing this. Okay, let's create it from scratch. Now, arguments, attribute references. One second. I want to see what's required. Max size, min size, that's required. Availability zones, okay, that's fine. So let's actually create an autoscaling group like this. First of all, I need a launch template. Okay, so a launch template is an additional resource. I think it's AWS launch template is somewhere else. I'll find that one in the moment. So we need something like that. Let's open it up like this. Cool. So we do a launch template. How does this look? Resource, AWS launch template. And let's call it, what are we calling it? TF web servers. Like that. And then we, like this. Name prefix equals TF web serve like that. There is no dot on that the end. Image ID. Okay, so this is where we need to define an AMI, and I actually have it already defined here, like so. Yank the word, like that, and paste. Cool. And then instance type is actually going to be a variable. So we defined this variable somewhere else. So what we did it here is var.instanceType. Perfect. So it's going to be the same, var.instanceType. So because when Terraform does its compilation, it actually compiles the variables we pass it on, and the variables we're passing on to it are actually these ones. So we're passing the region variable and we're passing the instance type variable. The default is T3 micro, so this should work. Cool. That's it for the launch template, I guess. I'm actually gonna look for this. So Terraform AWS launch template. Okay. I want to see what's required here because I may want to define more things. So the reason you need a launch template is because you need to tell to the autoscaling group, and autoscaling group in this case is just a method of automatically creating EC2 instances. So it's instead of creating a single EC2 instance, autoscaling group can create X amount of the same instances. Basically, it will run the same things on those instances. Think of it as a cluster of web servers that are being launched. And the autoscaling name, of course, you can do some automatic scaling up and down, but you don't have to, right? You can just use it as a platform to launch instances, which I find sometimes very useful. So CPU corruptions. Okay, wow, interesting. Credits. There's a lot of things you can do here. Instance profiles. Okay, this is something we're gonna have to define. License. Okay, we're not going to be doing tags. Okay, tags and user data. Perfect. Okay, excellent. So user data is also important we do here. So what did we say we're going to do? We are going to do IAM instance profile, right? So let's do that. IAM instance profile equals, and I want to see how we did it on the instance itself because it's apparently very similar. Okay, so I can just use this. Just paste it here. Perfect. Excellent. Because we're going to be using this one as well. The same way. We've creating an instance profile before during the creation of our stack. Okay, cool. Back to instance profile. What did we say we're going to do? We're going to do user data. User data. So base64 encoded user data to provide when launching an instance. Have to pass it in. Yeah. So here's the thing. I already do this in yeah. So DeAndre and I'm gonna do user data by referencing it in a file. Here on line 13, you can actually see me doing this, reading a file called userdata.sh. So that's fine. I think the only difference here between the EC2 instance, or I think this should work as well. Like if I would just take this and just paste it here, this should work fine, right? It will basically pick up this user data locally, and this user data exists here. User data like that. This is it. It's currently in my directory right now. So simple as that. Dennis, the instance profile resource. Yes. So instance profile, I'm actually doing it here from a bunch of things here. So there is an instance profile already existing called EC2 SSM instance profile.name, and I've created this in the permissions file. Now it's weird on Terraform because on Terraform you actually have to do a few things. You have to define a role, and that role has to have a policy. Then you attach a managed policy to that role, like this. I'm actually attaching a managed policy from AWS. And then it's not just attaching a role, you have to actually create an instance profile because Terraform apparently sees them differently. Even though in IAM it's the same thing. So then you have to create an instance profile here. And basically I'm using that one here. So this should be fine. Excellent. So tags, I believe it's the name you do tags, right? I wanna also do some proper tagging because tags are important. Tag specification. Resource. Okay, you have to do it this way. All right, let me just copy paste this. I'll back a bit. Tag specifications, and then like that. That's true. I think, yeah, you're right. But I think at least on all the other things I've created, it kind of is treated as the same, right? And look, if you look at IAM, there is no specific. Is there a special? There's no special instance profile. You don't. We don't differentiate them on the IAM side, right? So roles and instance profiles are technically technically separate resources, right? But we don't differentiate. Yeah, we just have roles, right? There's no such thing as instance profiles. Even that role that I create is going to be just part of this. You don't create instance profiles explicitly through IAM. And why don't you do that? Okay, okay, right. The API disagrees. That's true. So resource type is instance, and let's call the. Are we gonna do name tags? Because I also already did define a name prefix. I'm actually gonna do a tag everybody should use is called env or environment, and I'm gonna use this one. Let's be smart about this. Let's actually define the environment in a variable. So let's do another variable. Let's call it like that. Just variable I, yeah. Environment, and the default is going to be, of course, prod. Prod, and here we're going to do. Where is it? This one. Okay, it's going to be var.environment. Perfect. Good. So we have created right now a launch template. Now, this is not the final thing. Basically, what you need to do on top of this is actually create a thing called an AutoScaling group, something that will use this launch template to create these EC2 instances. So that is actually done like this. And this is basically what we need to define for the launch template. Yes, this. I'm going to copy this. Gonna paste it like so, and I'm gonna call it TF Web Servers ASG. Keyboard malfunction. Wow. API treats the profile as a separate thing. I think it's simplified in the console. Aha. Okay. I think that's very much correct. We don't want to define the zone. We want to just use desired capacity 2, max size of 2, and min size of 2. That should be fine. Now the launch template is actually going to be how did we call our templates? TF web servers. I'm not a fan of my naming. I think we at one point would need to revamp my naming because it's horrible. AutoScaling group. Perfect. Now I think I also need to define a VPC, right? Where does one define a VPC? I think it's done here. Arguments, attribute references. VPC zone identifier. List of subnet IDs to launch the resources in. Okay, cool. So this is something we need to do. Otherwise, it's going to launch them in the default VPC. So I need to use the subnets. Now, I only have actually, if I go to network, I only have a single subnet created. So to cache and validation and naming things, absolutely. Because I have a horrible, look. Okay, so I don't still understand how to name things properly in Terraform. So this is the name I give them, and it's all over the place. It's some ones have underscores, some have capital letters, some are camel case, some are not camel case. So yeah, I think I need to make it a bit better. Okay, I need to create an new subnet. All right. So let me do one more. Subnet 01. Let me like that. And then paste it. Subnet 02. Subnet 02. We want to have at least 2 subnets. You should have at least 3 subnets, but we're gonna have 2. one by off errors. Hey, and how do I call it? Eventual consistency, not eventual consistency. Race conditions, or yeah, eventual consistency basically. Yeah. Subnet 02. Now I want to see if I have to do. Okay, I need to route table association, so I need to do something like this: 01, and then 01. 02. What I'm doing right now is adding more subnets to my VPC, as that is something I need to make this properly, not have everything run in the same subnet. Okay, cool. I think this should be sufficient. Subnet 02. Is there anything else I need to do? Subnet 01. Okay, cool. That's fine. How did I call this one? Subnet 02 or Subnet 01? Perfect. Subnet AutoScaling, like that. Mixed in? No. What did it say? I want VPC zone identifier. All right. VPC zone identifier equals. Now I wonder how this works. It's a list of subnets, so it should be a list like this, I think, right? This is how you do a list in Terraform, like with the square brackets, like you would do in other JSON-like languages. I think so. Yeah, this is a list here. I'm wondering if there's an actual subnet list. Ah, okay, perfect. Excellent. So it would be AWS subnet subnet 01 dot id, and then AWS subnet subnet 01 02, sorry, dot id. Excellent. So this should launch my EC2 instances inside of these 2 subnets, and in essence inside of that VPC. All right. Save this here, and let's see. I think this should create EC2 instances per se. So one of the things I'm going to be doing here, I'm actually going to remove this instance here. I'm going to completely ignore it like that. And also I want to do outputs like that. I want to remove all the outputs. If I delete this output, nothing will happen. Let me just do okay. I would have to remove the file or completely exclude the file, so let me be smart about this one. No, under I think this should work. Famous last words. Go back and episode 3 files, and let me Terraform plan. Unsupported argument. IAM instance profile is not expected. Did you mean to define a block of type IAM instance profile? What? Argument references. IAM instance profile. IAM instance profile to launch the service below for more details. Well, I'm doing that. No, am I not? Well, so I'm using the instance profile name here, right? So IAM instance profile. Am I using the correct thing? Copy paste resource type? I bet you it's a typo. IAM instance profile. Let me, yeah, I'll do it. I mean, Mr. Alex Gorup, thank you very much for the follow. This looks pretty much the same, but okay. Yank this one and paste. No. What did I do? It looks very identical here. AWS instance profile, EC2 SSM instance profile name. Now this, yeah, Dennis, here we go. On AutoScaling TF, line 6, in resource service instance profile, the argument name instance profile is not expected here. Did you mean to define a block of type IAM instance profile? But I launch template. Unsupported argument. It's supported, buddy. Look at this. It's supported IAM instance profile. Oh, wait. Wait. I may be using a different version. Wait. Has something changed? So here's the thing. Something may have changed because the latest version is 13. So they may have changed something in 13 that I don't know. And I'm using, well, I'm using 12 still, but maybe the documentation is for 13. So if I go back to here and can I look at documentation? Yeah. Where's that? Launch configuration, right? Is it in... Where do I find those things? EC2 launch configuration? I don't like documentation, so I'm not a fan of this. IAM instance profile. The name attribute of an IAM instance profile to associate with launched instances. It's here, yeah. Using with AutoScaling group. So I'm creating a configuration. That's fine. And okay. Attribute references. No, I'm sorry. This is a bit too small. I'm going to zoom in here so that if people on stream are reading or on the video are reading, so you can also follow with me. I may be missing something. IAM instance profile. So this is the thing I want to define. The name attribute of the IAM instance profile to associate launched instance with. So am I using the name here? That might be the thing. I am using the name.name here. So AWS instance profile EC2 SSM instance profile name. And if I would go to permissions, you will see that this is the resource EC2 SSM instance profile, and I'm basically using this name. Okay. Why do you die? Let's try again. Terraform validate. Argument name IAM instance profile is not expected here. Did you mean to define a block of type IAM instance profile? No, I want to define an IAM instance profile. It should be supported. Why it isn't supported? AWS provider 3.20, right? So I have the provider, I have the latest provider, But my Terraform, okay, so here's the thing. Does this make a difference? Is this provider maybe not supported by an older version? Would that be the case? Maybe something's running that line. Instance profile, instance type. I'm looking at instance. I can remove the user data. That could maybe be some part of it. But also, maybe validate it again. Oh no, not that, sorry. Unsupported argument, IAM instance profile. Interesting. How is it unsupported? So if I use the latest version of the documentation here, and I go to documentation, it should be instance type variable should be, because we define variables like this. So the default is T3 micro instance type. Yeah, instance type. Yeah, that's all fine. Because here's an example. On here, I'm using IAM instance profile. I'm basically using the same approach like before, right? Just saying, hey, this is IAM instance profile. And basically, this is the name I'm defining it. Now, here's the thing. Something might have changed because it uses the latest version. I am currently on 3.2. That's the latest version installed. Now, maybe people who know Terraform more, Milos, I know that you speak Terraform better than I do. Does a version of the provider depend on the version of Terraform you're using, right? So if I move that line up or no, let's write it. That's a fair point. Let me delete it from here and paste it on here, like that. And do this. It's the old, let's see if something works. Yeah, it's still the same thing. Okay. Why it won't work? Oh, you're right. Correct. Bravo. Terraform validate? It's the same thing. IAM instance profile, EC2 assemble. Let me go to documentation again and see what I can dig up. EC2 launch configuration. No, I'm actually doing wait. Am I doing the same thing? This is launch template. Aha, I may be doing the wrong thing. Launch template, attributes. No, arguments. Yes. Aha. No, but it exists. Wait. No, I'm doing it correctly. Launch template, and if I go to an older version of the documentation, like this, but I'm using the latest one, so no, it doesn't matter. So IAM instance profile. Look at this. Why is it that different? Why would you do it? Really? Okay, interesting. So you have to define a block. That's new, even for me who hasn't done this before. So I have to do basically this. And then like that, and then name equals that, and okay, I guess. All right. Yeah, it's strange. Okay, still doesn't work. IAM instance profile. What did I do wrong? IAM instance profile. Equals. Sorry. Dupe. I guess this is something very new. Yeah, okay, very good. Cool. That works. We figured it out. So apparently some things need to be inside of blocks. And this is where, like, and maybe this is just an inconsistency between EC2 and Let me actually just have a look at this. AWS instance, right? That's the OG thing. I want to make sure that has this maybe changed on instance sizes, instance side as well. So if you go here and look at IAM, where is it? Instance profile optional, instance profile to launch, specified as the name of the instance profile. Okay. Well, there's no example with that, so I guess. And this is something I dislike on all frameworks. If you don't have consistency, now why is this good here? But while if you go on an EC2 instance, it's completely different. Well, it's not completely different, but it's not a block. Why is that the case here? So people who make KPIs, make sure you are relatively consistent on the things you're doing. That's kind of a good course of action. So autoscaling, let's continue. Okay, we created an autoscaling instance here, also a group and autoscaling. Sorry, we created a launch configuration here. That one, launch template, and we used launch. We use the autoscaling group here. Now, one more thing I also want to create here is I want to create a load balancing. So load balancers like that, TF, and I want to create a load balancer that's going to serve traffic to my EC2 instances. It's been 42 minutes already. Wow, this stream is going fast. Okay, let's find something. Exactly, include examples. Kanir, that's something I'm trying to do. I'm trying to provide a lot of examples by doing these kind of streams. So people, hey, you want to check out how to do something in Terraform with IAM instance profiles? Come to my streams or check out my GitHub or check out my videos, whatever they are. So what did we want to do? Yes, Terraform, form AWS load balancer or LB. Application load balancer, LB. Load balancer. All right. AWS LB is known as AWS LB. They're functionally identical. Okay. I'll have a question from Afak Sidiqui on YouTube. Where do I get my music from? I'm not sure what is playing right now because it's actually playing random music from a folder I have. But actually, most of the music is from the YouTube music library. That's the music I'm sure I'm not gonna get flagged on YouTube because here's the thing. Also there's a music folder from a person called Popsky, I believe. I want to share it because he does some good music as well. Popsky. Yes, this person. So he does good music, and I think I am using the City of Neon album for some of my music, but most of the other music is actually just YouTube music library, which is definitely gonna be free, definitely not gonna trigger a copyright strike because it happened on the last 2 videos of mine. I've included music which I paid for and all the stuff, but it's not whitelisted on YouTube for some reason. And I've used it and I got a copyright claim on my videos. I mean, I don't mind. I don't earn money from these videos and I don't plan to earn money. The thing is, like, people from some countries will not be able to see that video, and I cannot change the music unless I mute that part. So what can you do? So I'm trying to be really careful on which music I choose. Okay, AWS load balancer. Name, internal application, security group, subnets. Ooh, security groups, interesting. Okay, I think this should be fine if I just copy this entire thing. You can get back to work now, so you came to my stream just to check out which music I play? That's fine. So let's call it the Terraform web app LB. It's not going to be a internal, it's going to be a load balancer type. This one, subnets, it's going to be AWS subnet public, whatever ID. This is interesting. Delete protection, I don't really care about this. Access logs, I don't really care about this. And tags, it's going to be the env tag, right? Env and it's gonna be the variable var.environment. Excellent. Let's also see what else do we need to define here. Name prefix doesn't really matter. Internal, nope. Load balancer type application, that's fine. Security groups. Okay, so we need to define security groups. This is something that I want to do as well. We have security groups, right? We have it on network. There is a security. Okay, cool. There is a security group that allows anything from the internet. Now, this is something we're going to be using the allow HTTP security group. That's good. We're going to have to create another one. So we're going to have to create another security group. So here's the thing, how it works. On the load balancer, you have security group that's sitting on the actual load balancer, that's facing the internet. So this is where you define what traffic is allowed to come from the internet to your load balancer. But also what we're going to define is we're going to define another security group between those instances and the load balancer. And this security group is going to be tight enough that says, hey, you can only use, for example, you can only connect from the load balancer to the instances through port 80. So the instances are not actually exposed to the internet directly. So that's something we're going to have to do. So let's do a security group ALB like that. And then we're going to be doing it like that. Just copy this, paste, create a new instances, allow HTTP, and then let's call it EC2, right? Or ASG. Like that. ASG, perfect. It's not TLS, but it's okay. Why is it TLS? HTTP, like that. Change the name here as well. The tag is going to be ASG. Cool. Excellent. So the load balancer here is going to use this security group, and it's going to be like that. Allow HTTP. Perfect. Now the subnets here, it's going to actually be subnet 01-ID like that. And AWS subnet like that. Subnet 02.ID. Super. And I think this should work. Now the only thing I need to add, one more thing, is I want to add security groups to these EC2 instances. So that's done somehow through the AutoScaling group, I guess. Is it an AutoScaling group or the launch configuration? That's my question. So AutoScaling group. No, it's actually launch configuration. Interesting. Or launch template. Launch template. Yeah. Okay. Let's find it. Security, VPC security group IDs. Excellent. So it's a list. Okay. So launch template is here. Let's do it again. I think it's a similar approach. VPC. Thank you, Dennis. Security group IDs. It's gonna be AWS. What do you call it? Security group like that. Dot allow HTTP ASG dot ID. Perfect. All right. This is getting to look good. Perfect. So, shall we validate once more? It's valid. Okay, let's try. Terraform apply. Oh, wait, I want to stop. No. I'm gonna tell it no. Just wait it to finish. I want to change something in my state file because I want to actually give it a proper name. So I was told by Cobus that my state file is better to do it somehow. So backend, I want to give it a proper name. So let's call it like this: TF adventure. And let's call it terraform.tf state. That's how Cobus told me to do this. And with my friend Cobus, he's much better in this than I am. Yes, I'll do a plan. I just wanted to see if this would work. That's a better. I mean, Terraform apply does it as well. So Terraform plan. Terraform init. Have to reinitialize it because change the backend. Okay. Terraform plan. Refreshing state. There is no state. The state doesn't exist. So it's all gone. Okay. Let me actually zoom out a bit, and we can kind of review what's happening here. Terraform plan, as Dennis said, that we should run this first, and you should, because Terraform plan actually shows you what's going to be created. And you'll see that basically with the little plus symbol, you see what is actually going to be created. So an autoscaling group is going to be created. That's fun. A launch template, instance profile is going to be created. That's good. Role, that's fun. Role attachment, absolutely. Entry and gateway, launch template. I wish there was a short option of this, like a list of actual resources that are going to be created. Load balancer. Oh, we forgot something. We have forgotten something. We created a load balancer, but what? Nothing is attached to that load balancer. So we need to do something. We need to do more things. We need to do target groups, right? Target groups. Load balancer listener. Yeah, we need to do a listener. AWS LB, target group, and listener. Aha, this is something we need to do. Perfect. So we need to create a target group first. How can we do instance target group? Not a lambda, we want an instance. VPC ID. Is there an example how to do a load balancer autoscaling group? Plan before apply, best practice, absolutely. But hey, I live on the edge. So don't do that. Yeah, plan before apply. Otherwise, I would have broken something. Luckily, this is just my own testing thing. So I want to create a target group. Maybe there's an YOLO. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Let's see if there's an autoscaling group. Apply before plan. Trill secrets. Yes. You apply before you plan. You know, you just. Somebody said if you're gonna screw up, make sure to do it early. So, autoscaling group, health check type ELB, placement group, launch configuration, subnet zone, full bar. Ready fire. Desire capacity, force delete. So it is using this. I'm wondering if there's a way to define load balancer. So I think it's a target group. Definitely we're going to be using a target group. I'm just looking at what would be the great option. Target group, and is it target group attachment? Thank you, Dennis, for being here. I always like you joining here and commenting on things, so thank you very much. And also make sure to follow Dennis's streams as well. We did a lovely Germany Ask Me Anything today, so it was fun. Target group. Use with Lambda. I want to do it with target group ARN. I don't want to attach an instance. I want to attach an entire autoscaling group. You know what? Let's do it like this way. Terraform AutoScaling application load balancer. When in doubt, search for somebody else's code. AutoScaling attachment. Oh, all right. That's different. Terraform currently provides both standalone SG attachment group certified in line. Target group ARNs. Target group ARNs. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's a good point. Is it here? No, it's not. Load balancers. Within a lifecycle configuration block. Autoscaling attachment, autoscaling group, ELB is this. I'm not ELB, I'm using ELB. What? ID, ARN, no, arguments, sorry. Name, mint size, ability zone, default launch configuration, launch template, mix instances, help. Load balancers. Aha. Okay. Load balancers. That's good. Load balancers. For abilities. Target group ARNs. Target group ARNs. Okay, we need to create a target group first. All right. Okay. Cool. Where is my load balancer thing? Yes. So we need to create a target group. LB target group. It's gonna be just like that. And I am gonna just call it TF web servers. TF web servers, like that. Port 80, and I don't need a VPC. I think the VPC is not required. Hope not. Name, port, protocol, VPC ID, optional. Okay. Required instance type is instance or IP. Interesting. Are we using any outputs in the setup? We will be using, I want to use, currently it's not, I don't have anything here. I have commented it out, but I want to use the DNS IP of the load balancer. So that is going to be the thing I'm going to be using. So, instance. Do I need to define a VPC here? I guess. Type of target you want to do, specify the possible instances, targets. Okay, IPs. So I have to do VPC. Okay, I have to define a VPC, apparently. Load balancers. VPC. ID is AWS VPC dot. How did we call our VPC? Sorry. Network. How did we call our TF VPC? Okay. Dot ID, right? ID. I guess. How did they do it here? Just ID. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. This may work. Let's see. Now we go to the autoscaling, right? Autoscaling. Oh, it's been an hour. and we need to define the target group ARNs, right? So it's going to be like this, target group ARNs, and it's going to be a set of ARNs. I guess it's a list. So it's AWS ALB or LB target group dot, what is the name? We call it TF web servers, right? Like that. Dot ID. No, not ID. Dot ARN. Maybe. Load balancers. TF web servers. Typo. Target. Sorry. Thank you. Targeter. Okay. This seems okay, I think. Autoscaling group. We create a target group, and now we have to create a listener. Do we have to create a listener? Load balancers. I think we need to create a listener as well. So if we go to autoscaling, no, that'll be target group, listener. For the listener, yes. So we need to create a load balancer, target group, and a listener then. Okay. We just need this basically, right? I think that's the only one that we need to do. Load balancer ARN, port is required, and default action. Okay, we need to define an action. All right. I think it's going to be just forward. That's something we're going to be using, yeah. Let's do this one. So a listener is required because we want to tell to our load balancer, hey, this is what we're going to be listening on, like what port. I'm going to be just doing, HTTP, port 80, and I don't need this. I'm going to do forward. AWS listener, what is going to be my load balancer? It's it's not test. It's going to be TF web app load balancer, like that. TF web app load balancer. TF web app load balancer dot ARN, I guess. Right? ARN, yeah, that's fine. And it's going to be a target group. It's going to be TF web servers like this, ARN. Okay. Now, this may work. So what we need to do is we need to get the DNS, the load balancer DNS output. So its attributes. It's going to be a DNS name. So that's something we're going to be wanting to on the outputs, DeAndre, because you asked on this one. So I'm going to call it ELB or ALB DNS like that. And it's going to be AWS LB. And what did they call it? TF web app LB dot DNS name. I think that's the DNS name, yes. All right. Let's see if this works. No, this still might not work. Let's validate first because we did a bunch of changes here. Cool. Then Terraform plan, right? One thing I promise that I'm gonna do before I put this on GitHub is I'm actually gonna clean up the code a bit because I see it looks horrible. It's confusing me, and I don't want it to confuse a lot of people, a lot of other people. Okay, a lot of things are being created right now. So ASG, instance profile, some role, policy attachments, gateways, launch templates. Load balancers, load balancer listeners, target groups, route tables, associations to those route tables, security group 1, security group 2, Subnet 1, Subnet 2, VPC. Perfect. 17 resources will be created. Perfect. Let's go ahead and hope for the best, right? Terraform plan. No, apply, right? So what do you do before you at least in Serbia, what do you do before you do anything else? You just like come here and let's see if it works. And we're pushing to prod, by the way, so all right, state is refreshing. That is fine. Okay. Yes. Go ahead, because it actually does a plan before I do anything. So yeah, and let's see if this will work. Instance profile created. That's fine. A lot of things are being created. Living on the edge auto proof. Yeah, why not? Okay. By the way, guys, the force no prompt YOLO. Yeah, we need a YOLO parameter for a lot of things. YOLO things. Also, thank you all for kind of being here with me, like DeAndre and Connie. You guys are always on these streams. I appreciate it. I kind of like the continuation where I can talk to you about the things I've done before. So also thank to everybody else who's joining as well. So, but yeah. So here's one thing about Terraform that it kind of show you how many seconds it has elapsed since it's created. So, well, since it's creating. So because it kind of constantly polls for the change of the load balancer, and the load balancer actually takes a while for it to create because it is technically launching something for you in the back end of the cloud. So it takes a moment or so. The new laptop is performing very good. I'm very happy. It's much better. And somebody commented on my on Twitter that maybe 16 gigs is not enough for what I'm doing. But to be honest, what I'm doing in the terminal, it's perfectly fine. It's more than enough. And even with that, it's already using 2.5 gigs of memory. But that's just because browsers. So I think if I would ignore the browsers for a while, I could go with a lot less. And I actually tried to spend the whole day by doing everything I do on a Raspberry Pi. This one is a Raspberry Pi Model 3, so 1 GB of RAM on it. And man, it was an effort. It's so slow. It's not even because there's no RAM. It's because it's running off an SD card, and like you really need patience for this one. So, but it was a fun adventure, doing a whole day of work of building something. Invalid base 64 encoding user data. Okay. I know what I screwed up, but that's fine. Now, my question here is, Terraform, if I make the changes right now to my user data, where is it? AutoScaling. So here's what happened. I am using file user data, but you should not use that apparently. You need to use, oops, I have not connected my mouse. You need to use, where is it? User data, the base 64 encoded. So there's an example actually, and I didn't follow it. This is my problem with Terraform. Sometimes if it breaks, it breaks. So Terraform destroy. That's the wrong thing. Destroy. A day of work on a T3 Nano. Now here's the thing. Like if I would just be doing this, absolutely fine, right? Besides me just looking up some code online, in general, I would be able to do this because, you know, I use a Vim text editor and I use Tmux and Terraform, and I should be perfectly fine. The only problem is browsers. Like even on this one, like again, it's okay, but running a browser on this one is complex, right? Auto approve will, okay, it won't ask you for yes, right? It's the YOLO parameter. Okay. We need to do something here. Will this work? It won't. Wait. I was thinking maybe this can work, but if I do like this. No. Unexpressed position argument destroy. I thought that I could YOLO thing. I could create a proper complex alias, but no. Oh well. Man. I was trying to be fun. Alright, doesn't matter. So, okay, auto approves YOLO. Okay. A pull request for Terraform folks. If anybody from HashiCorp is listening to this, please make a YOLO parameter. Okay, so I've changed this to now. I need to change this to file 64. And if you look at here, the example that is used somewhere on Userdata, file base 64. So it uses basically this file base 64. So YOLO RMRF. No, I've actually I've once wiped my laptop that way. So I did this. So I was in a directory and I wanted to delete something. So I did rmrf, and then I wanted to like Darko like this, or whatever, right? I wanted to do this, like that, something, whatever. But what happened is I did a space here and this. Wow. I hit enter, and it literally just started deleting, and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, oh God, no. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it wasn't such a big mistake in my life, but yeah, it was a afternoon spent on configuring things again. Okay, I think this would work now. So I'm actually using file base 64 because what happens here, it converts my user data into base 64 because apparently that is what is required here. All right. Terraform validate. Good. Terraform plan. Okay, I got 17 still. Look, nothing has changed too much. And then let's apply. Auto approve, right? I used to, after I have deleted my entire thing, my entire laptop, I've introduced alias to rmrf. So to rm actually, that it's a script that anytime you do a -rf, it forces a confirmation, yes or no. So there's no f on it, like it always asks you what you're doing. Are you sure? So I don't have it right now, but I can see that as coming back at one point. Luckily, I'm pretty flexible when it comes to my workstations. I keep a lot of things on some GitHubs or in some places where I can completely whack my laptop and start working on it quite easily. So that's fine. Most of the stuff I work on is either on Amazon Workdocs, or it's on GitHub, or it's on Google Drive, or whatever. Okay, so this is happening now. Hopefully it works so far. But now my question is, if I didn't delete this, would it work? If I didn't destroy this, would it actually continue to do what it's doing? Because apparently it has followed what happened. And I agree. I would have deleted it no matter what, because I feel safer. Ugh, why? Okay, here's the thing. This is something I don't control. It's something that my load balancer, or actually my VPC, has created two subnets in identical AZs, and load balancers do not support that. So one of the things we need to do here is we need to tell subnets that they need to launch in specific availability zones, right? So I need to do that somehow. So I know how to do it on confirmation. Actually do it quite intelligently. It can find the existing in existing subnets, or actually it can use separate availability zones. But let me try to see if I can do this in a better way. So EC2, is it going to be VPC subnet? So subnet, can I define subnets associated with 45 minutes? Really? Okay. Subnets in secondary via VPC CIDR blocks. That's fine. Availability zone ID. Can I do this dynamically? Because I can define, I can statically say AZ1 and AZ2, but that's not what should I do, because I may want to change region, and then my AZs also changed. So let's try to find an example. Terraform form AWS subnet different AZs. Create subnet per ability zone. Aha. There's a lovely Medium article. Thank you, Mr. whoever you are, Manit Kumar. So variables VPCTF. Okay, so it does it. Excellent. So there's a way to do it. You can do a count. CIDR block. Excellent. I love this. Love it. Perfect. Thank you. Let's do it this way. So I need to do this. Now it looks a bit different because this is a old syntax. This is syntax from 11. So let's do this network like that, and then subnet VPC ID. Let me just open this and paste it in. No. What did I do? I want to copy. Thank you. Paste. Now I will do this and this. Availability zones, available names. Is this data created somewhere? Aha. Okay. Put this on top. Okay. Then VPC, that's okay. CIDR block. Now I can do this. This is also a really neat way to do it. So instead of defining a CIDR block like this, you can actually do it automatically, or subnet. Like you can do it like so. So what this does actually, it takes your index, your count that's currently happening, basically makes it something else, right? So it takes it dynamically associates the CIDR blocks, which is great. I think this will work fine. Do I need to define this? I think I may need to do it. Okay, I'll leave it as such. I don't know if this will work. Again, older syntax. Then availability zones. So this is the big thing. I also want to map public on launch. That's fine. And then these ones I don't need. Okay. I think this should work. Let me just paste all of this in here as well. Paste it like that. Okay. Yeah, let's see if this works. Yes, I want to destroy all of this. It's very important when you do these things that you take care of availability zone creation, availability zone distribution, because even if you just create, sometimes it may work, and that's the thing. Last time it worked because it by chance launched the subnet in a different AZ than the other one. So and this happened to me even last time when I was doing some CloudFormation. I didn't define those things, and for the first time it worked. Oh, nice. Next time I did it, didn't work. So it's not consistent. So make sure to do these things to make it consistent as much as possible. So pretty cool. Well, this is happening. Somebody's pinging me on LinkedIn. Okay. Now, you delete what you do, and then let's try it again. I really hope this will work, because the only thing that's confusing me here is this. This is kind of this is a concern. The 10 plus count.index. So it's going to be doing like a 1 or 2. And that's going to be 101 and 102. That's okay. That's okay. But I'm not sure how this will work. But yeah, let's YOLO it. Cool. Terraform validate. Is this good code? It's not. Why is it not good code? Oh, interesting. Subnet 01, Subnet 02. What? Okay. Okay, interesting. Where's my mouse? Does this not work? Okay, my mouse stopped working. Okay, so this means that if I'm using a count here, I need to define it actually by the number and then ID. Okay, so this makes more sense. So if I would, see, if you have multiple public subnets, that's an interesting thing. So can I do it in, if I, okay, change time. So let's, instead of doing it subnet 0, subnet 1, let's do public subnet. Like that. And let's call it this one public subnet as well. Public subnet. Perfect. Now, on autoscaling, no, load balancing, right? Load balancers. And subnets here, what I can do is I can do public subnet dot star, basically any dot ID. Right? Would this work? Okay, and then autoscaling, I need to do subnet, right? Yes. So public subnet dot star dot ID, and then just delete all of this. Now, would this work? Okay. Oh. Let's try it again once more. Once forward from the top. Okay. Public subnet configuration. Okay. It must be unique per type and reach model. Okay. Then there is something here I've seen before as well. Subnet. There is this. Subnets and secondary VPC CRDR block. Okay, no. Okay, I need to do different IDs. All right. Okay, doesn't work that way. I thought this was going to work differently. Okay, so network, public subnet, O2. And then let's open up load balancers. I guess like this. And then AutoScaling. Did I name them both too? Yes, you are correct, Kanye. Thank you very much. And I did it again. Okay, that's fine. 10 plus count index. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but let's see. It's a bit confusing right now. See, unrecord. Okay, this is something I just did not do. Load balancers. Subnet 01, Subnet 02, Subnet. This has been saved? Yeah. Okay. Yes. This thing I need to fix. Okay, once again from the top. Okay. Okay, let's see if this will work. Plan? Okay. It should also be 17 resources. Oh no. Okay. Attribute value type. Is a tuple with 3 elements. Interesting. Okay, this is complex. But when you use this thing in Terraform, this is a great example, but I want to see something else. I want to see how this is being used. So Terraform, private AZs. It's a module, right? I don't want a module. I want to... No. No. Availability zone. Interesting. Yeah, Cloud Posse. I mean, so I know that I can use, you know, kind of a separate Terraform module, but I want to try to do it as vanilla as possible, or do it myself. And then if something is, you know, can be better, yeah. Okay, here's 0. Oh, interesting. CIDR block, CIDR, availability zone, central A. CIDR block. Okay, that's very cool. Yeah, that's a fair point. CIDR subnet. But I don't like doing it this way. I don't like hard coding availability zones. That's not good. I don't want to do that. Otherwise, I can just write an availability zone and that would work. No. The example I've used here seems good at the onset, right? So when I do this, it basically counts the availability zone names and uses the count index as part of this one, right? So it's going to be 0 and it's going to be this is not good. Okay, so let's do it this way. I'm going to cut back on this now. So I'm going to remove this and I'm going to just do it vanilla style. I'm actually gonna research this a bit to see how this should actually function, because it should be EU West 1A like that, because I want to make sure to do this properly, right? And it's been an hour and a half now already, so and you know what, you guys have lives. I don't want to take all this time, so availability zone, and let's do EU West 1B like that. And I also need to change load balancers like that. I'm gonna remove this star here like that. Save, and then AutoScaling, right? Like that. Like that, and then network. I think the last one is that I have subnet, yes, perfect. Okay, Terraform validate. Okay, Terraform plan, because while I agree that you should reuse modules that exist out there, I think for me this is right now trying to figure out how this should work in my head, how Terraform works, and I want to figure out how can I actually do more programmatic way of perfect Terraform apply. How can I do more programmatically this thing, right? So is there a better way to approach this? And then I think at some other point I can play around with modules and whatnot. Now, while this is happening, I want to point the entire chat to something. So if you are interested in more Terraform, so you can go here, Cloud Cobus. So go to youtube.com/this horrible URL. Actually, let me paste this entire URL here somewhere. Let me find this. It's Cloud Cobus. Or you can just search Cloud Cobus and you'll get the same thing. But if you go on this YouTube page, and definitely you go and subscribe. It's from my friend and colleague Cobus, and you see with me and him on stream quite a lot. He's actually currently in production, or he just needs to upload and publish a whole series on Terraform. And now he has expertise in Terraform. I tried Terraform, but he actually has expertise in how to do Terraform. So he will have proper videos on how things are done in Terraform. So if you want to get a more advanced look into, or a more expert look into how to do stuff on Terraform compared to me being confused about Terraform, do check out his YouTube channel, and make sure to subscribe and all those things, so you'll get notified about the upcoming Terraform videos if you are interested. So very cool. Plus he's just a cool guy, and he's bald and bearded and broke. Oh, dupe. Copy paste things off the internet and wonder why it doesn't work. Terraform destroy. Once I screwed up my Terraform so bad that I could no longer destroy it. Like you couldn't run and destroy, and I had to delete things manually. Otherwise, I couldn't recreate it. So I had to go and find all the resources, all the IAM roles, and all the bunch of things that created manually, so I could use it. So not the funnest of times. Cool. Terraform apply. Also, one more thing regarding myself and Terraform, expect a video on the topic of CDK Terraform. So I've done this Monday, Kobus and I did a stream on that. So we basically kind of looked into it, but I want to do a short, concise video explaining what it is and how that works. So expect that on this YouTube channel. So it should be fun. Okay. I want this to be complete. We didn't do anything today besides just confuse ourselves with load balancers and subnets. We want something production ready. Ugh. Now the great thing about this is it's actually running in a command line, so it's much easier. There's not a lot of clicking to do, so that's a lot. I'm happy with that. All right, root tables, subnets, perfect. That's all good. Now it's gonna create a AutoScaling group, a load balancer, and then takes a minute or so. And while that is happening, tell me, chat, what's up? How have you been? Is it a good start to the week? Is it a bad start to the week? Hopefully, the former. This should create a bunch of things. So if I go to EC2, yeah, Kanir, we had rain in Berlin as well, so it was a good start to the week. I'm happy to the rainy day in Berlin, so because the first time cooler here. So yeah. Monday 10 Andre 0. No. The software I use for my stream, I use basically OBS. I use Streamlabs OBS, the other version of it, right? The kind of opinionated. Jose Adanov, thank you for the follow. I'm using what is it called? Yeah, Streamlabs OBS. So pretty simple. Everything you see here on stream, like the box with my face, the chat, the box with the thing with the window and the screen, it's all being created by OBS. And what's happened is I have a separate laptop. So this is the laptop, and that laptop is just plugged into HDMI through a capture card, and it's streaming the screen from my laptop, well, the secondary screen from my laptop to my desktop PC. And that's how it's done. I also have a camera here and the mic connected to my desktop PC. So basically this laptop you see here is literally only used for just doing stuff on it. So it doesn't stream, because otherwise it would struggle with the streaming. It would not be fun for it to do that. Okay, wow, done. And we have a load balancer DNS. Also, I'm very happy to hear that today you're winning. So hope it's a better day. All right, so this one should, I don't think it's gonna work out of the box. I think it can't work, no. Wow, it worked. Whoa, whoa. I'm surprised. Cool. So it works. Let's actually have a look at it. So we have a load balancer here that does something. So TF web app, this is the one. Yeah, perfect. This load balancer has a listener on port 80, and it's forwarding to TF web servers. This is just the target group. And this target group, TF web servers, actually has 2 targets, which are this instance and this instance. And it shows unhealthy because the health check is not configured properly, I believe, but it's still, or its eventual consistency, I don't know. But yeah, these instances are running T3 micro. They're running with a public IP. There's no public DNS, which doesn't matter. Using the proper autoscaling group, allow HTTPS, that's good. And it has an IAM role TF SSM role, which in essence gives me the ability to do a shell like that. If I do, did I install? I can't remember. Did I install the SSM? So SSM start session dash instance, or actually target, right? Target, yeah. And then something. Can I do the instance ID? I want to try to connect. I0F. Can I do this? Does this support? No. It doesn't work from here. Okay. F10. AWS SSM start session target webam. Come on. Plugin not found. All right. Okay. Yes, I think I had a problem last time of doing this. Just have a look. No, it's not image builder. Also, folks on the stream, I ask this time to time, is there any service or feature or whatever on AWS that you would like me to stream about? Because I kind of picked services that I just kind of find interesting or fun. But if there's something special you would like me to talk about that I have not talked about already, or if you wish me to repeat myself, I'm very much up for that. So do let me know. Are these instances? Yes, it's these ones. Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, EKS. Okay, that's an interesting thing. So here's the thing: EKS. I know nothing about Kubernetes, but that's a fair point. Let's actually make another specific separate set of streams. Darko learns Kubernetes. How about that? I would really like to learn Kubernetes, or actually understand Kubernetes. Let's call it that way. So. That's a great next series title that once I finish my Terraform stuff as well. Perfect. Okay, cool. This works. So I just want to make a short. Yes, exactly. We can dig into the documentation together. So please stay tuned for that. So episode number 3 wrap up. What did we do today? We have modified our main, or basically our Terraform code from launching just a single web server to actually doing something more by launching an autoscaling group and a load balancer. So it actually creates 2 instances that runs the web server, runs our application, and it's all sitting behind an elastic load balancer. So that's basically the thing we did today. We kind of funneled with IAM instance roles and instance policies. We struggled with some subnet stuff, how it didn't work. So that's something I need to still figure out how it will work. And yeah, we kind of expanded on that. We kind of made an application that builds up. We have a fully fledged web application, or we don't have an application, but we have a fully fledged web server setup that we can launch our application in. So I guess next time on the next Terraform stream, which is going to happen next week, I'm thinking of doing something in the line of not just expanding on this, but expanding it in such a way that I create also, for example, a CI/CD pipeline to deploy some application code to these servers as well. So use things such as code build, code deploy, and all those stuff. So that might be one of the next things. And I think once we've done that, we're going to wrap up the Terraform code. I mean, I would love to know more Terraform, but there's only so much I can learn in a set of streams. So, and I also don't want to make this too boring. So next stream on Thursday is going to be completely out of left field. If you want to join next week on Thursday at 6 p.m., I have a guest on my stream, and his name is Goran Opacic. He is the AWS data hero. He's going to talk about Lambda functions and serverless and doing Lambda functions with Java. Fun. So I'm going to have him as a guest, and we're going to be discussing those things. But then next Tuesday, I'm going to continue on my Terraform. So join me next Tuesday for more Terraform stuff, but join me on Thursday, so in 2 days, for the Java Lambda stuff, fun part. Cool. I'm going to be pushing this back to GitHub. So for those of you who do not have the GitHub link, let me just paste it into the chat once more so that people can follow if you don't. So, hey, thank you, Kirk. King Darko. Wow. Okay. Thank you. So make sure to check out the. I'm looking forward to be convinced by Java. I'm a C# developer, so there's a natural library. Like, here's the thing. I don't know Java. Like Java, I've seen it twice in my life. I've tried to learn it. I think 10 years ago. I've like tried to play around with Eclipse and Java, but I really don't know how it works. But Goran is a great Java. He's a great experienced Java developer, and he will talk about Graal VM and Quarkus IO, which kind of speed up Java in the serverless world. So that's very important. So do check it out. Check out the GitHub page as well for what we did today. I'm gonna be pushing the code later on as soon as I clean it up, because I want to make sure it's a bit cleaner. And I'm also going to be adding the stuff to the README file, so it's great for people to learn as well. Cool. Thank you very much for joining. It's been my pleasure. It's one of the longest streams at almost 2 hours. It's been very fun. Thank you, Kanir, and thank you, DeAndre, for being here, and thank you all for just commenting and just joining the streams. I really appreciate it. My name has been Darko Meseros, and I will be seeing you on Thursday. Bye-bye.